Hi, I'm Connor Carreras, and I'm a solutions engineer at Firebolt. We're going to be talking about how you can optimize your queries inside of Firebolt. So you might be thinking, well, are we going to spend a lot of time talking about how to write the absolute best, most high-performing SQL? And the answer to that is no, because in reality, when you're using Firebolt, you probably don't have all that much control over the SQL that's being generated. It might be coming from your AI chatbot, it might be programmatically generated and tied very tightly into your dashboard, or they might even be user-entered queries from your data app. So instead of changing the queries themselves, we're going to be focusing on the key levers in Firebolt to make queries run quickly and not just impact one query, but potentially impact all of the queries that are coming into your application. In previous videos in this series, you learned about primary indexes and aggregating indexes. When we're talking about optimizing queries in Firebolt, these are the two key levers that you're going to work with. So we're going to show you a couple of examples of how you can apply primary and aggregating indexes in a practical manner and actually see firsthand the impact that those are going to have on query performance. On the screen, you can see the query that we're going to be working with. So I'm going to go ahead and run this query. And you can see as this query is executing, it's not necessarily a slow query. I mean, it took 3 seconds, it scanned 30 gigabytes of data. So, that's a lot of data that it processed in a fairly quick amount of time, doing some aggregations and some filters. But I think we can make this query even more efficient. So how do we know where to start? So the primary tool in your kit for working with queries and really figuring out where the performance bottlenecks are is exposing the query plan. You can do that by running an explain statement on top of the query. In this case, we're going to run explain analyze. So this is going to dry run the query and give me the physical plan. So what actually is happening behind the scenes. I can copy this out, stick it in my text editor of choice, and I can see all of the metadata about the different steps in the query plan and where these bottlenecks are happening. So generally, the first place you want to start is you want to look at the table func scans. So this gives you insight into how Firebolt is working with the source data. So how we're directly interacting with the tablets that are saved on disk. So you can see here that immediately what jumps out to me is that we've got a really high output cardinality for this table func scan. And this actually took quite a bit of time. So this is the single longest amount of processing time in my query plan. And the reason for that is likely because we were just pulling a lot of data. So when you see something like this, when you see a very high output cardinality on a table func scan, this often indicates that your primary indexes could be poorly matched to your dataset or to your query. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. So we're dealing with the user visits original table, and we've got 4 filters here: visit date, country code, language code, and user agent. So in a perfect world, you probably would have all 4 of those in the primary index. That would make the primary index exactly tuned for this particular query. Let's see if that is actually the case. So I'll go in and find our user visits original, look at the table definition, and sure enough, we don't have a one-to-one match. So we only have one of our 4 filters in this primary index. That's visit date. So this makes a lot of sense for why that table scan is taking so long, because we're only able to prune on visit date. We don't necessarily have an index created for country code, language code, or user agent, so Firebolt has to grab all of the data out of the tablet for this 2-year period. So the first thought is, well, let's explore changing the primary index and actually modifying this table or creating a new table with a better matched primary index. So this is the exact same query, but you can see that it's running against a different table. This will be user visits new PI. Now, if I look at user visits new PI and explore the table definition, you can see that I've set this up to be an exact match for this query. So visit date is in here, so is country code, language code, and user agent. So theoretically, when we run this, we should have a faster query, we should scan less data, and we should have, in that table func scan step in our query plan, we should have a much lower cardinality. So let's run this query and see how long it takes. So that was way faster. So again, this is exactly what you would expect. We have a much better tuned primary index for this query. The query is taking 0.12 seconds. It's scanning a 20th of the data. And sure enough, if I look at the explain analyze, once again, I'm going to pull this out, pop it into my text editor, and look at that table func scan step. Yep, our thread time is lower, and we have a much lower output cardinality. So this is about 1.6 million records versus 40 million records. So significantly less data being scanned. So very specifically matching the primary indexes in your table to the primary indexes in your slow query can obviously have a huge impact on performance. But before you go about changing the primary indexes on existing tables, take a pause and think for a second, because changing primary indexes is an expensive operation. It does require you to drop and recreate the table with the new indexes. It's also highly likely that changing the indexes, the primary indexes, although it will help this one specific query, it might actually cause degraded performance with other queries. So it's really important to make sure that your primary indexes have the broadest coverage for the most common query patterns. But if you have a less common query pattern, like this one, for example, where maybe country code, language code, and user agent are not really common filters, you probably don't want to take that step of changing the index on the table itself. So what do you do instead? Well, let's look back at our query plan. So one thing that I notice here is that we also have an aggregation in this query. Now the aggregation itself is pretty fast. It's only taking 58 milliseconds. So just from that perspective, this is pretty quick. But if you remember, aggregating indexes also exist in Firebolt. So this is an excellent case for actually creating a primary index against this query. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the same query once again, but I'm running it on a third table for the purposes of this demo. What you would do in real life is just create the aggregating index on the existing table. But this is running on user visits AI, so it's an exact copy of user visits original with one exception. That exception is that I have created an aggregating index. You can see the definition here. So this is an aggregating index specifically customized for this query. It has my group by columns and my filter columns as the primary keys. And then it also has max, sum, max, and count. So those exact aggregate functions here. And so when I run this query, this is the fastest of all three. So this took 0.05 seconds, and it also only scanned 296 megs of data. So incredibly performant. And also, because this is an aggregating index, I didn't change the primary indexes on this table. So just to show that, this is those original primary indexes. So again, I want to show the query plan just so we can see what this is looking like behind the scenes. So we'll run explain analyze, grab our query plan, and take a look. So now in this case, if we look at our table func scan step, so this is step 5 in this query plan, you can see that this is actually interacting directly with that aggregating index table. So Firebolt has identified, hey, there's an aggregating index that matches this query pattern. Let's use that instead of running against the base table. Because we're using that aggregating index table, which is basically like a pre-computed set of these aggregations with these group by keys, we've got an incredibly good match between the data that we actually need to process and the data that we're pulling from the index. So our cardinality is the lowest here. We're working with, instead of 1 million records from the query that had the primary index match, this only has 100K records because we've already computed the aggregations. Again, the thread time here is very small. All of the other steps, so the aggregations, the filters, take less than 20 milliseconds apiece. So clearly, in this case, an aggregating index on this specific aggregated query has the biggest bang for your buck in terms of effort to create and performance impact. If there were other queries that also had some variant of this pattern, as you learned in the aggregating indexes video, this index could also have a benefit there. So all of the optimizations that you do in Firebolt for a single query can potentially have a multiplicative effect on all of the queries in your system. Strategically deploying primary and aggregating indexes inside of Firebolt is the absolute best way to make your queries as performant as possible. If you're thinking about performance holistically, this is what you always need to do before you grab the dial and start sizing your engines, making the nodes bigger, adding more nodes. Start at the query level, add your indexes, and then if the performance is still not meeting your needs, consider looking at engine topology. Thanks.